I mean, what new stuff do I need to be working on for you? Here's the thing. Don't always believe, but I got new stuff. I'm just not going to tell you about it all because I got the new version coming out in the new year. But I know you're just asking to ask. You don't need anything new, man. I've been doing the same thing for 10 years making loot. New stuff. Don't always get caught up in only new stuff, that you need new stuff in order to make this work. I know sometimes it just can be entertaining when I can get on here and give you new little things. But man, don't forget fundamentals. You know, when you think about like basketball players, pass, catch, shoot. Pass, catch, shoot. You don't need to know how to do an under the leg dunk in order to play in the NBA. You got to have your fundamentals strong. And I think that sometimes is the biggest issue in this internet space is, and just like I was talking about with the news, right? The news is these content machines, and they pump and they pump and they pump, and they get so much news out in front of you. And so you're constantly addicted to watching the news and what's the next thing they're going to say, right? But the fundamentals of humans have not changed, right? So a lot of these patterns are just repeating themselves, but we get addicted to what's the new. I know that's not why you're asking it, but I think it was just a good riff for me. So I just thought I'd riff on it for you, Gary. But I got new stuff coming. New in the sense of just Weebly looks a little bit different, so I got to change that up. The coupons work a little bit differently now, so we'll add those little things to it. But I think fundamental wise, the cool thing about this business is over the last 10 years, it really hasn't changed all that much. Some niches have dried up, and they've been a little bit tougher in Google and things like that. I think that's the beautiful thing about what we're doing is we don't have to stay this, like, it doesn't have to be this ever-changing thing that we believe we have to continue consuming. I want a lot of you guys to get through this content, and then I want your day really spent on building your business, getting out, getting more clients, building more lead gen, building more assets. So that's that. But I think in this internet space, you'll see a lot. And this is what I hate. And this is why probably some of you guys, I get a lot of messages like, you're like a real dude, Dan. You're like, because I'll just talk shit about these SEO idiots, by the way. And then I know I get from some of you guys that geek out on the SEO stuff, like, oh, Dan just says the same thing. It's because the same thing has been working forever, right? All these guys that tell you the sky is falling, all these guys that tell you that this changed and that changed, they're full of it. They're full of it, they're full of it, they're full of it, they're full of it, they're full of it. They're content machines. Go figure, they're writing a blog about SEO to bring in traffic every day. So if their blog said the same thing for 5 years, 10 years, do you think they would be getting new traffic? Do you think they would getting people back to go and get more content from them? The answer is no. No different than bloggers on YouTube, vloggers. You can't just put out 5 videos and then expect that people are going to keep coming back to your channel. You got to keep producing. So if your content's all about like search or marketing and things like that, you're constantly, I got to stay with the times. I got to make another point. I got to have another clickbait thing to pull people in. That's why I say you guys got to get smarter at watching everything through a lens. A lot of the messages that I've given you over the last 4.5 years on these live streams, if you look at them, the theme is pretty much the same. There's been corrections that we've came out and said, I think I changed the way I said this before, but it's pretty rare. A lot of times it's the same content said a different way. And we're just trying to keep you focused on those fundamentals that are going to actually build you up as an entrepreneur, not just distract you with the next shiny object. And again, that's why we don't ever charge for any of the updates and the new stuff we come out with. We just give it to you guys. Hey, we got new stuff. Here you go. Here's version 4. Here's version 5, right? I'm not trying to charge you guys again for the same crap. I think it's silly.